All right guys, welcome back to another video. We're gonna be training some shoulders today. My goal for this workout, I'm gonna be focusing on my rear delts in the beginning of the workout just because I feel like a lot of people when they train shoulders, they're always doing the rear delts towards the end. So I'm gonna show you guys how I start out the workout with rear delts. And then from there, I'm gonna nail every segment of my shoulders from the side to the front. And then I'm probably gonna finish up with some triceps and traps. The goal is to train fairly heavy. I wanna go within the reps of like 8 to 12 reps for the presses, and then for like the isolations, I'm gonna go higher reps, probably around 12 to 18 reps. And the goal is to complete this workout within 40 to 45 minutes, because I know a lot of people when they go to the gym, they're usually in there for like an hour and a half, and you don't really need to be there for that long just to get a good workout in. So the goal is to keep the pace high. Rest periods, I'll say a minute to 2 minutes. You kind of have to go based on how you feel, but what I like to do is I track my heart rate. So if my heart rate's around like 150, I'll kind of wait until it drops down to like 120 to like 110-ish, and then I'll get into a working set. So that's just a little tip for you guys. I'm gonna warm up my rotator cuffs first and then get right into the workout. Yeah, so right now I am warming up my shoulders. This is typically what I do whenever I do shoulders or chest days. I like to, get my rotator cuffs really warmed up, just to avoid injuries. I think having a good warm up is, a major key, especially for every single muscle group you're training. There's a lot of little things that you want to warm up before going really heavy. I also like to stretch too, just to stretch out my shoulders. Got the fit on from Dark Sport. This is the new Dry Wolf collection. So the materials, they get actually really nice. So when I train in this, like I tend to sweat a lot, but it's not like, the material is not like cotton, so it's very suitable. But I'm probably gonna do like another set of that for my shoulders. Just keep warming up. And whenever I train shoulders, I always like to start the workout with some, side lateral raises. I wouldn't really consider them like an exercise yet. It's more so a part of the warm up. So I'll do the warm up things like this, and then I'll go ahead and get dumbbells. I'll start with 25 actually. So essentially this is still part of the warm up. I just got like 15 reps in. But I did say I was gonna start from rear delts, but still, like I said, just warming up. Usually within like 10 to 15 minutes into the workout, that's when my intensity starts to pick up. So yeah, just make sure you're hydrated too in between sets. So the first official exercise I'm gonna do is reverse cable fly, and the goal is 12 to 18 reps. I'm gonna rest for about a minute in between sets, and I'm gonna aim for about probably 4 to 5 sets total. Just get a lot of blood in the rear delts, and then I'll move into like a rowing variation that's gonna, contract my rear delts. Damn, what's up with the music here, yo? This is a good rear delt stretch. Literally just like find something that you can kind of like hold your arm against and just lean into it. Oh man. Running with rear delts is a little boring because like nothing's funner than getting into the gym just like pressing heavy weights. But I think it's necessary to make sure you nail that muscle group, because you don't want to neglect it and have just really big delts, front delts, but then when you look at your back, like your rear delts are just non-existent. So that's the reason why I'm starting off with rear delts today. I feel like I've been neglecting it, honestly, for like the past few weeks. So right now, I'm gonna just focus on doing it today. But I like to alternate. Like for example, my next shoulder workout, I might start with like side delts and then do front delts and then rear delts towards the end of the workout. But then I also like to throw in rear delts on like back days as well. So that's another good thing to do. If you feel like you're lacking rear delts, throw it in on your back days. Actually, no, that doesn't make sense. don't include that part. Hold on, let me restate it. All right, exercise number 2, we'll be doing the side lateral machine. The goal is to go for 8 to 10 reps, pause for about 5-10 seconds, and then 8-10 reps again. Doing just like a rest pause set. Keep the weight the same, and when you're doing the side laterals, you want to focus on not going too high up because then you're going to incorporate your traps. So you want to kind of pause like around chest length, like right here, and control the whole entire time. You want to keep the constant tension onto your side delts. So if you kind of like lock out or like kind of pause, drop too low, you take the tension off. So you want to kind of find that happy medium spot. Rest for 5-10 seconds and then go again. I'm only going to do 2 sets like that, but that was like the first set. My shoulders are already pretty pumped up. And then I'm going to move on to a press for the next exercise. I'm probably going to do like a machine press just because I like to load it up and just really focus on just using the machine as its leverage, so then I can just focus on just getting the reps in. I feel kind of lazy today to do the dumbbells, but probably going to do this Arsenal strength right here. See, so like we're like 18-ish minutes in now, and we're gonna get to the actual intense part of the workout now. Like I said, usually around the first 15 minutes of any of my workouts, I like to kind of like focus on just warming up, just priming my body to the point where I feel like I could peak my performance in the gym using heavier weights. So right now, I'm starting to build up to that right now, with this exercise in particular. This street feels pretty good. I might add a quarter. Give me some water. All right, going into for this exercise particularly, I like to build up in weight. So I'm not really going to failure until I get to the heaviest load that I build up to. So right now I'm more so getting a gauge on where my energy is and what my working load will be. So based off the first 2 sets, it felt kind of light. So this is going to be another gauge. I'm gonna go for about 8 to 10 reps. And I feel like it'll be pretty easy, so then I'm gonna jump up another quarter for the next set. But I'm gonna get to the set right now. And when you do this, try to get your hands under your shoulders. Your elbows should be aligned with your hands the whole entire set. So like, see how my elbows are under my hands? Now you just press up. Yeah. See, it wasn't too heavy. But like what I was saying was when I do the presses, I make sure my hands are literally right down below my elbows, because I don't want it to be kind of like too far back like this, where my elbows are in front of my hands. It just make the press more off, like it wouldn't feel as good. Is that a quarter? How many reps did I get?
Man, I don't count.
You're supposed to be counting my reps, dude. I'm gonna consider this a warm-up too, because I think after I do this set, I'll have a good idea on what my working load will be. And then I'll try to do 2 sets to failure with that heavy working load. So we'll wait for like another 30 seconds and then go to this set. Let's go 3 plates, 3 plates. I think that was like 6. I didn't want to burn out, so I was just feeling the weight. I felt like it was moving, so instead of burning out with just this, I'm gonna go a little heavier and then burn out then. But I'm gonna rest for about 2 to 3 minutes in between the heavy sets. So just add some 45s. How many reps did I get?
I think it was like 8 or 9.
That shit was heavy, dude. Holy smokes. That was a good set though. Like, I feel so warmed up right now, like doing all those exercises in the beginning. Because I feel like if I just jump into a workout, like if I just started with this and built up without doing, you know, the rear delts and the side laterals in the beginning, I feel like I wouldn't feel as pumped. Like I would feel, like I said, I think warming up is so important.
For shoulders, would you recommend the machines more or the dumbbells more? Or like free weights?
I recommend doing both. Like I think you should establish a foundation using dumbbells and free weights. And then once you establish that foundation, utilize that same technical mechanic movement to the machine. Because I think sometimes when you rely too much on the machines, you don't have that technical ability to actually contract the same way, if that makes sense. I used to go to the gym and just do my whole entire workout by the dumbbells. So like, maybe I'll do like a video on this, but I would pretty much do a whole entire shoulder workout with just free weights. Dumbbell side laterals, dumbbell shoulder press, dumbbell front raise, dumbbell rear delts, dumbbell seated like rows for rear delts. And so those would be some of my best workouts too, honestly. But maybe I'll do that on my next shoulder workout video. But I'm gonna definitely do another set of this. Probably not gonna go up because based on this given set, I feel like it was the right amount of weight to really challenge me. So like if I were to throw a quarter on, I'm sure I'm able to do it. But in terms of me actually feeling that connection, it wouldn't be as good. So I just stay at this weight. I think I got 10. I think I counted 9. Well, I think I counted 10, but I usually am off by 1, so I did an extra 1. Yeah, so we watched back the video. I actually got 11. So I guess my counting was right for the first time, but I just gotta make sure. Yeah. Well, I'm pretty much gonna be done with this. I'm gonna do some dumbbell work now. Dumbbell side laterals. All right, so I lied. I'm actually gonna be doing some dumbbell shoulder presses. I just feel good today, so I'm gonna try to build up to a decent amount of weight. Go for 6 to 12 reps for my working sets. So right now I'm just warming up. All right, so I already did 1 set, and I kind of consider that as a warm-up, just to get a gauge of where I'm at. And I feel like starting off with 85s would be a good spot. So this would be my first actual working set, and then I'm gonna jump into either a higher weight or keep the weight the same, depending on how I feel for this set. So I'm gonna aim for 8 reps. If it's an easy 8, then I'm gonna jump up. But if I feel like it's a struggle, then I'll kind of stay at the same weight. I'm like in between.
That's light.
It felt light, but it felt good. The thing is, I feel like I could definitely go heavier, but I feel like my form wouldn't be as clean. You get what I mean? But if I were to stay at the same weight, maybe go for more reps, that might be more efficient for me right now. Because I only did 8 reps. I probably could have done like another 4, you know what I'm saying? But I was testing the waters to see like how I feel. So I actually decided to go a little heavier. Looking for 8 to 12 reps. 8 to 12. I think I ate. I started to, my thrusting power, my triceps started to give out. I felt good though. I'm glad I went up. I'm actually gonna go down now and go for like 12 to 15 for the next set. Ooh, that was good. That should be enough for the dumbbell presses. Ooh. So I'm doing upright rows for my next exercise. I kind of just like a superset to kind of feel the weight out. The 60s felt kind of light, so I'm gonna go probably 90s for my working set. So I'm gonna go right into the working set right away. I'm gonna rest for like 2 minutes. So I catch my breath. That felt comfortable, so I'm gonna stay at this weight. So we're 45 minutes into the workout. At this point in the workout, I mean, you can still go heavy if you really want to push it, or you just build volume, which is what I'm gonna do. So I'm probably gonna do like 4 sets of that, 90. Go for about 10, 12 reps. See how I feel after this exercise. If I still feel like I have more in me, then I'll do more shoulders. But probably after this exercise, I'm gonna go right into triceps and show you guys what I like to do for triceps.
So when do you think it's like, when do you know like it's time to move up on the weight?
Are you saying long term, right?
Yeah.
I would say once you are able to build a lot of reps with a working weight that has been challenging to you before, then you can build up. So for example, if you could do like 80 pounds on shoulder press and it was hard, say for week 1, you only got like 6, but then by week 8, you can do like 12. That's a good sign that you should increase in weight and then do the same thing, kind of rebuild the reps for each weight group. But that's how I kind of go about it, you know what I mean? But a lot of things are gonna depend on what you're doing too. If you're going into a cut, you should always try to train as heavy as you can because you're bound to lose strength because you're in a calorie deficit. So I would advise train really heavy during your cut, but then even when you're growing too. You should always try to train heavy, but obviously your performance is gonna dip if you're not eating as much, you're not getting as much sleep, so a lot of variables, but these are ways you can gauge how you can choose your working weight. Like if you had a day where you slept for like 5 hours, I don't think it's the best idea to go ahead and PR, you know what I mean? Like, but if you had like, say, you nailed all your meals, you're ahead of sleep, you're feeling good, maybe it's a good time to test it out, you know what I mean? And that's gonna be based on per individual. Like you're gonna have good days and bad days. Damn. All right, set number 2. That's good. My shoulder pump is full. Maybe I'll do a full day of eating. When I get back home, you can come through. we'll show them what I'm eating on prep right now.
Bring this whole setup?
Bring the whole setup. So for those who don't know, I am on prep right now. I am about 10 to 12 weeks out, and feeling good right now with where I'm at on prep. My weight's like slowly dropping. Strength is increasing, and I'm maintaining a much fuller pump. So my goal this prep is just to stay as full as I can and try not to be depleted, because like you eat into the show, that's typically where I look my best. So my metabolism's in a good spot right now. I'm able to consume a lot of food. On my high days, I have about 400 grams of carbs. On a regular training day, about 200. So I'm in a good spot right now to like grow into the show. But yeah, word's out there, 10 to 12 weeks out. That's it, number 3. Gotta lead by example, put the weights back.
Would you say like re-racking the weights is the hardest workout?
Depends on where you're training. If you're doing like barbell rows, yeah. If you're doing like a bench press, not really. Because when you do rows, you're already doing like labor work. On top of that, you gotta like, you know what I'm saying? So for triceps, we're gonna be doing just tricep push down. For triceps, I like to go higher in reps, so go for like 10 to 20 reps. The goal when you do triceps too, like when you do a push down like this, a lot of people, when they do it, they kind of go here, but then they kind of stop here. You want it to kind of raise up so you get a good stretch. So try to keep your elbows tight. Keep your elbows tight the whole time, your arms should be the only thing moving. But you want to make sure it comes up high enough so you get a good stretch. And then lock out. And then when you're locking out, you want to make sure your knuckles are faced towards the ground. Like this. If you do a row pull down, it'd be like this. Make sure like your knuckles are straight. If you're doing a push down, it's like this. Just make sure your knuckles are straight. See, and then you want to go high enough like here and down. And then like to stretch my triceps, I like to find like a little platform like this. Just come in here and you like lean over. You want to like you can kind of like I could barely reach. So you can get your elbow, just lean it back. See how it looks.
Now that you mentioned that, I feel like a lot of people do that wrong.
What? Yeah, usually when I train with friends or, you know, whenever I train with someone, I kind of just notice it, or when I'm at the gym, I just see people, the way they do it. I'm gonna show you an example. This is sometimes when I'm in the gym, the way it looks is like this. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just kind of like, not really getting the full stretch up here. They're just doing the reps like this. The goal is to let it stretch, then squeeze, stretch, squeeze, stretch, squeeze.
Even visually, you see a difference.
You can see it?
Yeah.
And it's also important to keep your core tight too. So you're doing this, like you want to control your breathing pattern. Keep your core tight. Yeah, that's a lot of reps in a row. Feel good though. So even with this exercise, as you can see, I'm letting my hand come up to like right where my chest is before I lock out. So you don't want to just do reps like this. You want to let it bring up, squeeze, let it come up, squeeze. That's good. Shit burn. Yeah, my triceps are pumped. The thing that sucks about training triceps like on a shoulder day, like I'm destined to train either legs tomorrow or back. Because I obviously can't train chest because my triceps are too like, you know what I'm saying? But it's probably not the smartest idea to train chest anyways after you do shoulders. And my cardio is at 30 minutes, 6 days out of the week right now, so nothing too intense. But I feel my structure's coming in.
You're getting a physique check today or not?
What's up?
You're getting a physique check or not?
That's all the update you're gonna get. But nah, I'm in a good spot right now with prep. Oh, that's aching, man. Yeah, my triceps are fried. I don't want to overdo it because I might train chest on Friday, the day after tomorrow. So I'm gonna have legs tomorrow. I don't want to overdo the triceps because then when I train chest, I might lose a bit of my pushing power. So I'll do about, I just did 2 exercises for triceps, and then when I hit chest again on Friday, which is 2 days from now, I'm gonna do triceps again. And tomorrow will be like an upper body rest day because I'm doing legs. Yeah, so pretty much wrapped up the workout. I tried to explain into details with, you know, what I was doing throughout the workout. I'm sorry if it sounds a little like sloppy just because I know like I was wired on pre-workout, but I like to, like I said, start off the workout with a lot of warm-ups. First 15 minutes, base slowly on just warming up my shoulders, and then I went ahead and did the heavy presses. And when I do the heavy presses, like I said, I like to build up in the weight just to get a gauge on like what my working load is, and then once I figure what that is, then I go ahead and do about 2 sets of the working load. And then we went ahead and did dumbbells afterwards. I was just feeling good. Worked up to the 100-pound dumbbells. It felt pretty good, and then I dropped down to 70s. I say when you're a beginner, you should always warm up for most exercises. But since I've been doing this for so long, it's more of like when I get into another exercise, I already have an idea on like the working load I can do. I'm more so doing just the weight just to execute the form, and then I can go ahead and do my working load. But if you're like a beginner, maybe like a year of training, you should build up in weight for every single set. So it's like, if you saw the video, I went from like 55-pound dumbbells up to 85. If you're a beginner, I would say do maybe 40, 50, 60, and then say your working load is 70. Build it up in that way, so then that way you can get accustomed to each weight. Because I already did that years ago. Like I'm already accustomed to doing 50s, 60s, 70s, so I can kind of just jump past those weights just because my body's already primed to it, and I'm at a body weight where it's not going to be challenging for me. That's pretty much going to wrap up this video. Currently about 10 and 12 weeks out, so a lot more content coming soon. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and definitely got more coming to you guys, so stay tuned. Prep series is coming soon.